This past week we celebrated in our country Earth Day, and there were many activities to help to care for the earth, including our church taking part in Beautify Brewster. And all throughout this week in our devotions we're going to be hearing just a few of the many passages in the Bible that speak to God's role in creation and God's view of creation. So today we're starting with Genesis chapter 1 and a few verses from Psalm 24. In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God separated the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness night. And there was evening, and there was morning, the first day. Then at the end of Genesis chapter 21, picking up at verse 29, God said, "See, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree with seed in its fruit. You shall have them for food. And to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life, I have given every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the sixth day. And then over in Psalm 24, it begins, "The earth is the Lord's, and all that is in it, the world and those who live in it. For he has founded it on the seas and established it on the rivers." Well, there's a lot in these few brief verses about creation. First of all, that God is the creator. God is the one behind all of creation and all living things. And that when God created, it was good. And for those of you who are the vegetarians and the vegans in our congregation, you hear these words from the end of Genesis chapter 1 about God giving us every green plant and every fruit and the seeds that are in it for food. It's a lot healthier for your heart too, and it's better for the environment to eat a more vegetarian diet and not to eat quite as much meat as we tend to do as Americans. But it's also interesting to me that the fundamental affirmation of Psalm 24, that the earth is the Lord's. You know, you can walk around or drive around Cape Cod, and one of the signs that you'll see around people's land is private property, no trespassing. Well, we have our own ideas about property, and I'm not here to debate that. But when it comes to the earth, it's all the Lord's. You think of the beautiful images that we have of the earth from space, from our very first astronauts to photos that come back now from the International Space Station. And when you look at the earth from space, not only are there no private property signs that you can see, there are no national boundaries that can be seen either. It is one planet with all the land, all the water, and it is all the Lord's. And we need to start living more like we believe that is true.